When a world starts to lack civic duty, responsibilities become options and integrity becomes taboo. Today, I wanted to dig into the culture and acceptance of these two realities that ruin our world as we know it. But first, I just wanted to say thank you to viewers like you. Every view, like, and share helps get the message out. And secondly, this isn't about blame, this is about awareness. But let us begin. Picture this. You pull into a busy grocery store and have to park all the way in the back of the lot. You walk in, you gather all your groceries, and now you have to wait in a long line. Minutes pass and it's finally your turn. You get rung up, you pay, and as you walk back to your car, one of the wheels seizes on you. You force the cart over, you load the groceries, close the trunk, and it's almost over. You're already mentally worn out, you're tired, and now it's just you in the cart. You've walked farther than you anticipated due to the parking, and the cart area is all the way at the front of the store where you've just left. And now it's just you and a decision. Do you A, push the cart to the collecting area, or B, leave it there because it's not your fault? It's seized, and you already had to do a lot to get it there. What I just explained to you is the shopping cart theory. The general idea of the theory is that a person's choice to return the shopping cart or leave it is an ultimate test of someone's civic duty and self-governance. This is because you won't get punished nor rewarded, so it's entirely up to you to do what is objectively right. So, if you said A, that choice tells you something about how you govern yourself, even when nobody's watching. Unfortunately, not too many people do in the society that we live in. A couple of reasons being lack of role models, people rushing to get nowhere, the knowledge of knowing it's not illegal, or the lack of caring because there's no reward. And arguably worst of all, the individualism. So pay attention here. When I say individualism, I mean detached self-interest, the monkey brain of, if it doesn't help me, it hurts me, the survivor mentality. So keep that in mind as I say it. Now, I say individualism is the worst of all because it's a mindset that's hard to change in a person and that, ironically enough, gets stronger when more individualistic people are together. To go more in depth, if an individualistic person is tempted to bring their cart back but sees another individualistic person leave their cart, they may suddenly get the impulse to leave the cart there because everyone else does it. And if we all have that mentality, the whole parking lot would consist of dented cars and carts all over the place. And that's just not a one-off thing. This is an entire ideology that takes place in other things like littering or leaving dog waste. And I want to ask you a question off of that. Does that ideology really add up to you? Because if you ask me, I think it makes no sense. I mean, you can't neglect the environment you live in and be surprised when it stops taking care of you. Or in other terms, how can we all live in the same house yet not feel duty to do a basic and objectively required task? It's up to the selfless people or the people who receive incentives to do it in order to keep everything in order. Mostly because people don't have a sense to do anything if it doesn't reward or punish them. And I don't say this because I want people to be punished for it. However, a society that only moves when punished eventually stops moving at all. Now, think about what happens when people actually do these things. Not because they're forced or paid, but because they feel responsible. You get clean streets, not from strict laws, but from people cleaning up after themselves or holding on to their trash. You don't have to worry about shopping carts slamming into your cars. You don't have to dodge trash at parking lots. You don't have to watch where you step in grass. And another thing happens. You start trusting the people around you. Public spaces start to feel calmer and safer, cleaner at that. Countries like Japan show this clearly, not because people are perfect, but because their responsibility is expected. And the real payoff isn't just having a clean environment, it's so you can actually gain a sense of community, to where we start all having that responsibility subconsciously in us. Now, if we get all this from just putting carts back and holding on to our wrappers, then I'd say that's the best damn deal I've ever heard. And we don't lose anything for this effort, there's only a gain. One for the community and not an individualistic gain like how we're used to. And this is where the second part, and arguably the most important one, comes in. Integrity becomes taboo. And I have another situation to frame for you. Let's say a company offered you $600K a year and a personal parking space at a big corporation. But you have to quietly contaminate the food and water source in your area. You'll know which food and water to avoid, and you can tell your family, but you can't tell anybody past that. No one's gonna notice today or tomorrow or next week, but the effects will be heard of decades after your life. Will you take the offer? I know some of you guys already probably jumped up and said, oh yeah, $600K, I'll do that. But be honest, would you? What would your family think? Would they tell you to take it or no? Better yet, will you speak up, or will you let the money speak in place of your integrity? And if you did say yes, then why? Do you think someone would have done the same? Is it because you would have needed the money? I don't know you, but why did you make that decision? Another thing, what would the world look like if we all said yes to that proposition? Our food would ruin our health. Our water would contain harmful chemicals. Our loans would be designed to trap and not help. Our leaders would take every bribe. And our corporations wouldn't fear accountability, only lost dollars. And the whole time everybody would tell themselves, I would have been a fool not to take that offer. Doesn't that sound a little familiar? And the scariest part is, no one feels guilty. Because everyone tells themselves the same thing. I would have been a fool not to take that offer. And their family, for the most part, reassures them. This system, our system, it doesn't need morals. It only needs people who decided it wasn't their problem. Am I wrong? Discuss in the comments. Just make sure you don't stay up too long. You have a corporation to sell out to in the morning.